Ever felt like you were the only one who doesn't get why everyone's obsessed with the latest blockbuster game? Well, guess what? It's totally okay to not like popular video games. And today we're going to break down exactly why that is. Let's get into it. So, why are we talking about this? With every new game release, there's always a wave of hype that can make you feel like you're missing out if you don't jump on the bandwagon. Maybe you're here because you're feeling pressured to like certain games just because they're trending. Or maybe you're just curious if it's normal to not be into what everyone else is raving about. Well, you're in the right place. Let's set this up. First off, let's talk about hype. When a game becomes a massive hit, the expectations can reach astronomical levels. Sometimes this can set you up for disappointment. For example, I had a really fun time playing Marvel's Spider-Man 2. The swinging mechanics were fluid, the combat was rewarding, and being able to switch between Peter and Miles was a great experience. Although when it came to the story, I personally did not enjoy it. I found it to be too predictable, and at times it did feel rushed. Now I know I recently made a video talking about why gameplay is more important than story, but I guess I was just expecting more from the narrative, especially since it felt like the first game told one of the best Spider-Man stories in recent times. So when everyone's saying it's the best game ever, it can be tough to not expect it to be a life-changing experience. But remember, hype doesn't always match personal enjoyment. Your experience might not align with the prevailing buzz, and that's perfectly fine. Next, let's discuss game formulas. Many popular games follow similar patterns or formulas. This can sometimes lead to fatigue, where you're just not excited about another game that feels more of the same. Take Elden Ring for instance. Many people who enjoy these games rave about the challenging and difficult gameplay. I can definitely see the appeal that people get from Souls-likes, and the enjoyment they feel from overcoming the challenges that come from these games. However, as someone who has spent hours in the Souls series, I have found myself falling away from Elden Ring, especially since I can't spend as much time trying to figure out a boss. And with the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC coming out, I nearly found myself buying it just because of all the praise it was getting, even though I haven't even beat the base game yet. So when it comes to games that release repeating formulas like Souls-likes, hero shooters, or Ubisoft open world adventures, it can be hard to keep playing them, especially if you no longer enjoy the formula. It's not that these games are bad, it's just that the formula can get old if you have played it too much. Here's where it gets interesting. Some people dislike a game simply because it's universally loved. This is often referred to as the contrarian effect, where you might find yourself not enjoying something just because everyone else does. It's human nature to want to have your own unique preferences, and it's okay to resist the mainstream just to carve out your own taste. Also, let's not forget personal preferences. Not every game is meant for everyone. For example, The Witcher 3 is hailed as one of the best RPGs ever, but I personally struggled with its combat mechanics. And I tried to push through because the story did hook me, but I just couldn't get behind the combat mechanics. They just didn't click for me, and I found myself more frustrated than immersed. It's not that the game is bad, it's just not suited to my style of play. There are genres, styles, and mechanics that might not resonate with you, and that's entirely okay. The beauty of gaming is its diversity. There's something out there for everyone, and just because a game is popular doesn't mean it has to be your favorite. Finally, when a game becomes too popular, it can sometimes feel like there's no room for dissenting opinions. It's tough to voice that you didn't enjoy a game that everyone loves without feel like you're swimming against the current. But remember, having your own opinion is crucial. It's what makes your gaming experience unique and personal. So, how has this changed our outlook? By understanding that it's perfectly fine to not like a popular game, you can release some of the pressure and enjoy gaming in a way that feels right for you. Embrace your unique preferences and don't be afraid to stand by your opinions, even if they're different from the majority.